And do you want to know why Gen Z is so angry? Well, here is one of possibly many reasons. Now, this is covering average age of leaving home, but a big factor in this is just the cost of living overall. People are not going to want to leave home if they can't pay or afford to live. The discrepancy, though, is always fascinating inside of Europe because you'll notice the Mediterranean nations, yeah, they tend to have people leave home a lot later. Now, there's certainly a cultural aspect to this, 100%, but affordability and the economy is definitely a factor too. Look at the drastic difference, though, you see the more north you go. In Nordic countries like Finland and Iceland, they leave at 21. For reference, I didn't leave home until 25. I went to a commuter college, though. It was easy for me to not leave home. Well, does that count? I don't think they're technically counting if you go away for college and you come back. So leaving at 25, that would put me somewhere in like Czechia or Austrian norms. I gotta assume because Slovakia is unlike any of their neighboring countries, it's probably mostly an economic thing why people don't leave earlier. Croatia and Serbia, though, 31 and 31.5. That's nothing compared to Montenegro, 33. You actually heard that living with your parents, like when you enter into your 30s, isn't even that bad because at that point, you're basically just roommates again. When you're in your 20s, your parents are still gonna think of you kind of as their kid, but by the time you're a middle-aged man, they're gonna be like, bro, do whatever you want. Man, with that in mind, I should move back with my parents. I thought about it. I mean, damn. You know how much money I could save? I live in LA. This sucks. It's so unaffordable. One of the most interesting countries on this list is actually France, a country that borders Italy and Spain, both at 30. Meanwhile, their youth leaving at 23. In Switzerland, it's even better at 22. If you want to know how to divide up Europe, this is probably the perfect map to divide up Europe because obviously we're just looking at, you know, average age of leaving home, but there's a lot of economic impacts to all this. These are all the rich nations. I don't know what's going on with Belgium. The countries that are like over 27, that's clearly what should be known as Southern Europe, Mediterranean Europe. I'm sorry, they're not going to like this. Either Eastern Europe or Middle Europe, they prefer that term. That's clearly a whole demographic here too. If it's after 25, you are Middle or Eastern. I mean, 27, that's Romania is probably Eastern Europe. Bro, Russia, 24. I wonder, does Russia not have like as bad of affordability when it comes to housing just because there's a lot of land over there? Oh, also because people are dying. Yeah, the soldiers are dying. Then, well, you got to fill in the rent. Oh my God, that's dark.